We have gathered here to honor Professor Surjit Hans, retired professor, Department of History, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, who has the rare distinction of rendering all the plays of Shakespeare into Punjabi. I request Professor Hans to grace the dais with his presence. Thank you. I would like to invite Professor Bhimas Daya to the podium to deliver his welcome address.
He is busy with his work. Then he has to leave at 12 o'clock for a meeting in Chandigarh with the Chief Secretary. So during that half an hour we'll do the award ceremony. The rest of the proceedings will continue. So I welcome you all to this very proud day for the Indian universities and the academic community that we have amongst us today. Professor Surjit Hans, who has done an outstanding work in translating all the 39 plays of Shakespeare into Punjabi. Professor Hans was Professor of History at Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. That was 20 years ago. And after his retirement, he devoted all the 20 years to this translation work. So 39 plays, roughly 2 plays a year he was doing. I may tell you, all the plays of Shakespeare have been translated in all the languages of the world. However, no single scholar in any language, French, German, Russian, etc., has done all the plays which Professor Hans alone has done. Others is a team of scholars. I sent mail to some outstanding scholars of Shakespeare, internationally known, about this award ceremony and about Professor Hans, about his work. 2 of them immediately responded. The first one is Professor R.S. White. He is from Australia, Winthrop Professor of English, the University of Western Australia, a very well-known Shakespeare scholar. He has more than half a dozen books to his credit on the Bard of Stratford. He says, what an amazing feat and wonderful achievement for Professor Hans. Great congratulations are in order. Unquote. Then another scholar, very well known, Rita Saveri. She is also Professor of Shakespeare in Italy, University of Verona. So I sent a mail to her also, and this is what she says. Congratulations to Professor Surjit Hans for this outstanding result in bringing 2 civilizations closer together, unquote. And Professor Hans made me a poet for a short while. I couldn't resist myself scribbling a few lines about him. Here is the piece. The title is On First Looking into Surjit's Shakespeare. You would recall John Keats on first looking into Chapman's Homer. Chapman had also translated Homer in the 16th century. So when Keats looked into that translation, he felt excited. He was very young, 1/3 my age. I am not as excited, but couldn't help being excited. So the poem goes, is this the man who put into Punjabi? Is this the man, you remember? Is this the face, Helen? Is this the man who put into Punjabi all the 39 plays of Shakespeare and scaled the topless towers of Stratford? Is this the man, I keep on wondering, who went about in everyday world like a commoner at his usual routine, giving no inkling about the incredible work that he was doing these 20 years. When I consider Surjit's Shakespeare, the English poet John Keats comes to mind, who on first looking into Chapman's Homer had felt excited like never before. I would rate Surjit rather higher than Chapman, whose Homer into English was not as exacting a literary task as Surjit's Shakespeare into Punjabi. That's all. Good, go quicker, so we can begin with that.
We'll now have some sonnets of Shakespeare translated into Urdu by Professor K.K. Rishi, our guest of honor today, while the sonnets would be recited in English by different members of the Shakespeare Association. The Urdu versions of all would be rendered by Professor Rishi. I call upon the stage Professor Satnam Kaur to recite sonnet number 18.
To be a part of this august gathering of Shakespearean scholars. Here I have been asked to recite sonnet number 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves had all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose the possession that fair thou owest, nor shall the death brag thou wanderest in his shades, nor shall the death brag. So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Thank you.
बात देते हुए मैं इस सोनेट नंबर 18 जो है इसका तर्जुमा उर्दू में आपके सामने पेश करने जा रहा हूँ। एक छोटी सी बात का आप जानते होंगे वैसे कि शेक्सपियर ने जो सिमिलीज या मेटाफर्स दे रखे हैं वो अपने मुल्क के मुताबिक दे रखे हैं। जैसे इसी सोनेट में यह है शैल आई कंपेयर दी टू अ समर्स डे, हिंदुस्तान में ऐसा कोई नहीं करेगा। एनीवे, तो तर्जुमा इस तरह है कि तुझे हम गर्मियों का दिन कहें तो क्या वजह होगा, तुझे हम गर्मियों का दिन कहें तो क्या वजह होगा, नहीं हरगिज नहीं ये फैसला तो नारवा होगा। तू सूरज की ज़िया से भी ज़्यादा खूबसूरत है, ज़्यादा मुस्तकिल है तेरे जिस्मो जां की रानाई। कभी तपता है ये सूरज, कभी छुपता है ये सूरज, इसी गर्दिश में रहती हैं ज़माने की हसीन चीज़ें। कभी किस्मत की खूबी से, कभी कुदरत के हाथों से, मगर तेरा ये हुस्ने लाफना है दायमो कायम कि जिसको मौत के भी हाथ हरगिज़ छू न पाएंगे। तेरे शेरों में तू है और तेरा हुस्न कामिल है कि जब तक इस ज़मीन पर जिंदगानी सांस लेती है मेरे अशार तुझको जिंदा और जावेद रखेंगे।
Delhi, with her rendition of sonnet number 55.
Not marble nor the gilded monument, but the living record of your memory. Against death and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth. Your praise shall still find room, even in the eyes of all posterity, that wear this world out to the ending doom. So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes.
शान ये शान शौकत के सुनहरी मकबरे ये यादगारे शहरयारों की मेरे अशार से बढ़कर नहीं पाइंदगी इनमें मेरे अशार ही में याद तेरी ज़ोफ़िशां होगी कि इन सब मकबरों महलों फसीलों को हिसारों को गुजरते वक्त की जालिम हवा मिसमार कर देगी सभी ये खूबसूरत खुद बनेंगे लुक़्माए वहशत कि जंगों की तबाही इन सभी को रौंद डालेगी यही तो हशर होगा ऐन फनकारों की मेहनत का मगर अशार मेरे तेरी यादों से सजे संवरे रहेंगे जिंदा और जावेद इस तकरीब कारी में मिटा देती है जो नामो निशां हस्ती से बंदों के मेरे शेरों में तेरे हुस्न की तारीफ दायम है कि इनको ता क़यामत सारी दुनिया याद रखेगी सभी मसरूर होंगे याद से तेरी मोहब्बत की तू इन शार में जिंदा रहेगी और ये दुनिया रहेगी प्यार करती ताबत तुझको मेरी जन्नत।
University and the Shakespeare Association for inviting us here to be a part of this program. Sonnet number 65 is about how time overpowers everything and nothing can, be it brass, stone, earth or the boundless sea or gates of steel, nothing can stand in front of time except for a miracle that Shakespeare talks about. Sonnet 65. Since brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea, but sad mortality oversways their path. How with this rage shall beauty hold a plea, whose action is no stronger than a flower? Oh, how shall summer's honey breath hold out against the wrathful siege of battering days, when rocks impregnable are not so stout, nor gates of steel so strong, but time decays. Oh, fearful meditation, where, Allah, shall time's best jewel from time's chest lie hid? Or what strong hand can hold his swift foot back? Or who his spoil or beauty can forbid? Oh, none, unless this miracle have might.
आए पाइंदा वो बहरे बेकरा हो माफ करना बीच बीच में कुछ ऐसा खुदा के सामने सब देश हैं अशाए पाइंदा वो बहरे बेकरा हो या जमीन हो या संगो वजूद मखमली जिसका है फूलों से भी नाजुक तर नफस की खुशबुएं आखिर करेंगी सामना कब तक गुजरते वक्त के खूंखार और जालिम थपेड़ों का नहीं टिकती कि जिनके रूबरू पत्थर की चट्टानें या जिनसे बच नहीं सकते दरो दीवारे आहन भी वही तो वक्त का डाकू चुरा ले जाएगा एक दिन किसी नाजुक बदन के खूबसूरत हुस्न का जेवर मगर एक मार का इसको बचा सकता है आलम में अगर लौहो कलम की हुस्न जाना बन सके जीनत।
Now I invite Professor Anand Prakash to present sonnet number 91.
Good morning, friends. This is sonnet 91. Some glory in their birth, some in their skin, some in their wealth, some in their body's force, some in their garments, those newfangled ill, junk pleasure, wherein it finds the joy above the rest. But these particulars are not my measure. All these I better in one general best. Thy love is better than high birth to me, richer than wealth, prouder than garments cost, of more delight than ox and horses be. And having thee of all men's pride, I boast, wretched in this alone, that thou mayest take all this away, and me most wretched make. Thank you.
ये सोनेट नंबर 91 का तर्जुमा आपके सामने पेश कर रहा हूँ। किसी को नाज है पैदा हुआ ऊंचे घराने में, कोई अपनी हुनरमंदी पे ही फिरता है इतराता, कुछ अपनी दौलत और ताकत के गुर्रे में मुलव्वस हैं, अकड़ कर चलने वाले हैं कई तुरफा लिबासों में, कई घोड़ों परिंदों पर ही अपने नाज करते हैं, दिखावे की ये सब चीजें हैं सामा उनको राहत से, नहीं मेरे लिए लेकिन मसरत के ये पैमाने, कि इन सब से कहीं बढ़कर मुझे तेरी मोहब्बत है, मुकाबल जिसके गोया हेज है सतवत के सब सामा, घरानों की हो असबत क्या गुरूरे जाहो हशमत हो, कि इन असबाब से तेरी मोहब्बत बेश कीमत है, यकीनन फख्र के काबिल मुझे तेरी मोहब्बत है, मगर हाँ एक खटका भी है इसके साथ वाबस्ता, अगर तू खींच ले दामन कभी अपनी मोहब्बत का, तो मेरी जिंदगी एक दर्द की तस्वीर बन जाए।
Thank you, Professor Prakash and Professor Rishi. Now I call upon the stage Ms. Preeti Singh, research scholar, JNU, to present sonnet number 106.
Good morning, friends. Sonnet 106. When in the chronicle of wasted time, I see descriptions of the fairest wives, and beauty making beautiful old rhyme.
तो आते हैं नजर कितने हसी लोगों के अफसाने, कि जिनका हुस्न मूजिब था हसी अशार कहने का, वो किस्से नाज़नीनों के, वो बातें नौजवानों की, बयाने दस्तों पा या फिर लबो रुख की वो तारीफें, पुराने शायरों के दिलनशी अंदाज के नगमे, तुम्हारे हुस्न बेपाया पे ही लिखे गए होंगे। उन्हें मालूम था शायद कि तुम इतने हसी होंगे, तुम्हारा हुस्न ही उनके तसव्वुर में रहा होगा, कि हम इस दौर के शायर तो ऐसा लिख नहीं सकते, हमारे पास आंखें हैं फकत हैरान होने को, ज़बान लेकिन नहीं है हुस्न की तारीफ करने को।
The last one is sonnet number 160, being presented by Professor Loveleen Mohan, Department of English, MD University, Rohtak.
Dedicated to the emotion of love, the indomitable devotion of love. Sonnet 116. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when its alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it's an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It's the star to every wandering bark, whose worth is unknown, although his height be taken. Love is not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. Thank you.
सबसे पहले इस सॉनेट का मैंने ट्रांसलेट किया था, वो भी प्रोफेसर भैया साहब की माँ पर बहुत पहले। तो उसके है कि कोई सच्चे दिलों के बीच क्यों दीवार बन जाए, उन्हें मिलने से क्यों रोके कोई गर्दिश ज़माने की। मोहब्बत वो नहीं है जो बदल जाए तगय्युर से, या झुक जाए झुकाने से, या मिट जाए मिटाने से। ये एक रोशन मनारा है तलातम बेअसर, इस पर सदा साबित कदम रहता है ये तूफान के आगे। मोहब्बत वो सितारा है जो हर भटके सफीने की किया करता है हरदम रहनुमाई जुल्मते शब में। मोहब्बत वक्त की ताबे नहीं है ये मगर सच है, बदन की दिलकशी तो उसकी जद में आ ही जाती है। मोहब्बत फिर भी रहती है हमेशा दायम व कायम, कि माहो साल का इस पर असर कुछ भी नहीं होता। मोहब्बत कम नहीं होती, मोहब्बत मिट नहीं सकती। अगर मैं झूठ कहता हूँ तो ये ऐलान है मेरा, जो लिखा है अभी तक मैंने सब बेकार लिखा है। तो किसी ने भी नहीं की है मोहब्बत सारी दुनिया में।
Professor Rishi, a huge round of applause for Professor Rishi for his beautiful effort. Moving on with the day's program, we will now have some famous speeches from Shakespeare rendered by the members of the Shakespeare Association, first in English, followed by their translation in Punjabi, as has been done by Professor Hans.
This opportunity to congratulate Professor Sujit Hans. I really feel honored to be here, and I'm going to read one of the speeches of Juliet from Romeo and Juliet. Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If, in thy wisdom, thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise. And with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo, thou our hands. And ere this hand by thee to Romeo's seat shall be the label to another deed. Or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experience time, give me some present counsel, or behold, twist my extremes and me this bloody knife shall play the empire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak, I long to die, if for thou speakest speak not of remedy. Thank you.
This is the Punjabi translation, translated by Professor Sujit Hans. ऐसी बात को ना संतो जड़ी केड़ी सुन रखी है, जेकर तुझने मैनू दसना नहीं है रोक बनानी किंज है, जेकर तुझी अकल सियानत खड़दी नहीं है मेरी सहायता, तां फिर मेरे एक इरादे नू है आपे ही चंगा कहना। जो मैं एस करद ना अपनी करदी होवां एन सहायता, रब ने मुझ रोमियो दिल जोड़े हन तुदने हस्त असाडे, हस्त मेरा जो रोमियो हस्त फड़ाया तुदने मोर धरम दी लाई। हो नहीं सकता किधरे होर वसीके उत्ते अखर पावे, जो दिल मेरा सच्चा किधरे धोखेबाजी गदर करे है होर किसे लड़ लाके, मैं दोहां नू आपे वड़ दूंगी। इस करके फिर अपने तीरथ काली अनुभव विचों कोई देवो मैनू मता मशहूरत हाल घड़ी दा, नहीं तो देखो एक पासे मेरी अतताई दूजे पासे खूनी खंजर, जिसने आप सालसी करनी की मद हस्त जिवें होना है, जो तुद वाला अतिक्रम की सालों साल कलादा बनया, कर ना सकिया ठीक मामला मेरा अधिमान संग। इन्नी देर है कादी लाई मैं तां तुली मौत ते होई, जेकर बचन तोहाडा कर ना सकिया उपाय कोई। Thank you.
If he fails to return the money in time. Defending Antonio in the court, Portia seeks mercy from Shylock in this speech and very cleverly turns the tables on him. I request Dr. Neena Arora, Associate Professor in English, Dayal Singh College, Karnal, to render this speech.
Moment of great honor, reading this speech from this great play by Shakespeare before this August gathering, and after congratulating Dr. Sujit Hans and expressing my gratitude to Dr. Naiya for providing me this opportunity, I read out this speech. The quality of mercy is not supreme. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It's twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. It's mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of his temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sacred tree. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself, and the earthly power doth then show like as God's when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow, this separate court of Venice must needs gives judgment against the merchant there. Now the Punjabi translation. शाइलॉक कहता है, रहम जरूरी किस कारण है बंदा, ये समझाओ मैनू। ते पोर्शिया जवाब दिंदी है, गुण जेड़ा कि रहम दिली दा खेचा तानी बात नहीं है, ये तां सूखम वर्षा वांगू अंबरां तो ही डिगदी होवे थलड़ी पोए उत्ते। रहमत एदी दो तरफा है जेड़ी, जो करते ते रहमत हुंदी, जो प्रात नूं रहमत मिलदी। वीर उत्तम विच वीर उत्तम है कि शोभा दिंदी है जेड़ी, आपे शाहे तखतदार नूं ओदे ताज बने तो बहुती। ओदा राज दंड जो लौकिक शक्ति दा प्रतीक रहा है, जेड़ा लच्छन जाह जलाल दा ओदी शान तमकनत वाला है। जिस विच रिहा स्थित की भीम तरा जो खौफ शाहाना, रहम दिली जो बाला हुंदी राज दंड दी रुकम रवि तो, एदा अपना तखत रहा जो बनिया शाह दिलां दे अंदर। ते की ए तां वसफ रहा है आपे रब रहीम दा जिकन, नाले लौकिक शक्ति जेड़ी ओ भी रब्बानी है लगदी, जद इंसाफ रहम नाल कुल मिल जांदा। ते फिर सुने यहूदी, भावे तेरा अपना दावा रहा न्यादा सोचन दी है, जे आधार न्यादा होवे तां फिर साडे विचों एक भी बंदे दी ने मुक्ति होनी। रोज दुआ रहमत दी मंगदे उलट सौदागर दे हैं। थैंक यू।
It is indeed our pleasure to have amongst us Lieutenant General D.D.S. Sandhu, Vice Chancellor, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra, as the Chief Guest. Moving on with this part of the day's program, we now have Antonio's speech from Julius Caesar. Caesar has been murdered by conspirators, including Brutus.
You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. It was on a summer's evening in his tent. That day he overcame the Nervi. Look, in this place ran Caesar's dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed, and as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it. As rushing out of doors to be resolved, if Brutus so unkindly knocked, or no, for Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all, for when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude, more strong than traitor's arm, quite vanquished him. Then thrust his mighty heart, and in his mantle muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statua, which all the while ran glad, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen! Then I and you and all of us fell down, whilst bloody Trajan flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops,
Kind souls, what weep you when you but behold our Caesar's wretched wounded? Look you here is himself marred, as you see, with traitors. Thank you.
Yes. I read out the Punjabi version of that oft-quoted oration by Anthony. जी हंजू हन तुहाडे कोल तां सुट्टण लई करो तैयारी तुसी इस ते चंगे तो जाणो हो मैनू याद है सारा जिस वेले सीजर ने कि इस नूं पाया सी पहली वारी अपने तंबू दी रुत गर्मी दी शाम ढली सी जिगण जिस वेले उसने नरवी गण ते कीती सी जित प्राप्त देखो इत्ते जितो कैशियस दा खंजर लगदा होया तको चीरे नूं फिर जेड़ा के बद खा कस के दिता जो इत्थों दी की है बहुत प्रिय ब्रूटस शुरा चलाया ते जो ए बाहर नो अपना पापी लोह सी खिंचदा होया देखो दत सीजर दा इस दे मगरों मगरी टिकट भजी आई जिकण बाहर नो सी जिवें जानन चाहुंदे पक्का सच्ची आप ब्रूटस ने सी अणप्रकृतिक सट लगाई तुसी जानदे हो किवें ब्रूटस सीजर वाली पीरी आत्मा समझो तुसी देवगण किना महंगा मोह पिया सीजर नो ए थाओ जिते काब है लगा अति क्रूर ते अति अप्रकृतिक गल की जदों आर्या सीजर ने सी डिठा वार जो हुंदा किरत करदा सी अति शक्त वर्गदारी दे वाजू नालों ओनू इसने ओनू डिगदे कीता ते महाहित दा फड़दा होया ओने अपने चंगे विच ही लिया लपेट सी चेहरा अपना ते जे पीठ संघर्ष पौंपी वाली ते दी रथ दी वगी जांदी सीजर डाटा जांदा लग्या आए मेरे देशवासियों ये भी पतन रहा सी कैसा वो वेले मैं आप तुसी जो आपा सारे डिगदे होए साडे उत्ते जेड़ा खूनी आप त्रो दा चुकदा होया हाय हुण रोवो फिर मैनू नजर आवे भाव तुहाडा वजी सट तरस दी जेड़ी तुक्के आप श्री हन डिगदे भलियो पुछो किकन रोवोगे फिर ऐसा जो देखोगे अपने सीजर वाले तानू जख्मी लो फिर देख लोगे इस संन्यास जिवें है देखो गदारा दी कर थैंक यू
My reaction to your kindness is none goes so far as he who knows not where he is going. It's my enjoyable obligation to acknowledge my gratitude to you for inviting me to this function. The less I speak, the more I owe my gratefulness. Let me borrow from Shakespeare. Troilus tells Cressida, few words for fair faith. I hope my few words would convey more my fair faith in you. Now, Professor Daya has asked me to put in some kind of performance. I read to you first 7 Ages of Man in English and then in Punjabi. So Professor Daya had a brilliant team of readers and translators. I'm glad to say that they were much better than I am, and that is my happiness. All the words state, they have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, signed like furnace, with a woeful mallet blade to his mistress's eyebrow. The soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the palm, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice in fair round belly, with good capon lined, with eyes severe, and beard a formal cut, full of vices and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again toward childish trouble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Lastly of all, that ends this strange eventful history, his second childishness and mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. ਤੇ ਸਰਗੀ ਮੁਖ ਤਾਂ ਸਰਗੀ ਵਰਗਾ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਜੋ ਸੁਨੇਲ ਦੀ ਚਾਲ ਹੈ ਤੁਰਦਾ ਬੇਮਨ ਮਦਰਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਂਕਾ ਆਸ਼ਿਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਲੂੰਬਾ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਕੱਚ ਕਵਿਸ਼ਰੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਪਤਕਾ ਦੇ ਪਰਵੱਟੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਯੋਧੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਨਵੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਨਰੋਈਆਂ ਦਾੜੀ ਕੁਤਰੀ ਚੀਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਆਦੀ ਮਾਨ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਰਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਝਟਪਟ ਕਾਲਾ ਝਗੜੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੈ ਭਾੜੇ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰੀ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੂਨ ਬੁਲਬੁਲਾ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਤੋਪ ਦੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਜੱਜ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਹੈ ਬਹਿੰਦਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਢਿੱਡ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਅੰਦਰ ਮੁਰਗੇ ਦਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਰੂਪ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੀ ਦਾੜੀ ਕਥਾ ਵਜ਼ਾ ਨਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਥਨ ਕਹਾਵਤ ਦਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਭਾਵ ਮਸਾਲਾ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਰੀ ਭੂਮਿਕਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜੋ ਛੇਵੀਂ ਸਕਰਾਂਤ ਬਣੀ ਹੈ ਦੁਬਲਾ ਪਤਲਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਲੀਪਰ ਧਾਰੀ ਕੀ ਪਤਲੂਨ ਵਸਤਰ ਐਨਕ ਧਰੀ ਨੱਕ ਤੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਜੋ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੇ ਗੁੱਲੀ ਲੱਗ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੀ ਸਾਮ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜੋਬਨ ਰੁੱਤਦੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਚੌੜੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਸੁੱਕੀ ਪਿੰਜਣੀਆਂ ਲਈ ਹੈ ਭਾਰਾ ਬੋਲ ਕਦੇ ਮਰਦਾਨਾ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਸ਼ੈਸ਼ਰ ਤੀਬਰ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜੋ ਬੋਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੀਟੀ ਵੱਜਦੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀਨ ਆਖਰੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਜੋ ਇਸ ਅਦਭੁਤ ਘਟਨਾਵਲੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਦਾ ਅੰਤ ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਦੂਜਾ ਬਚਪਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉੱਕਾ ਸਮਰ ਅਤਿਕ ਦੀ ਮਾਇਆ ਜਿਕਣ ਦੰਤ ਰਹਿਤ ਹੈ ਚਕਸ਼ ਰਹਿਤ ਹੈ ਸੋਚ ਸਵਾਦ ਰਹਿਤ ਜੋ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ Ladies and gentlemen, I feel privileged to present before this august assembly the citation for the Shakespeare Award being offered today to Professor Surjit Hans for his outstanding work in translating all the 39 plays of Shakespeare into Punjabi. The Shakespeare Association takes pride in honouring Professor Surjit Hans with the Shakespeare Award, which he eminently deserves by virtue of his exceptional work in the field of translation. They say Rome was not built in a day, nor was Shakespeare in Punjabi, I would like to add. Just as Shakespeare took 20 years to produce his 39 plays of exceptional merit, so did Professor Hans in translating the Bard's plays. It will not be out of place here to say that there is a certain robustness in the language and culture of Punjab which closely resembles the language and culture of Shakespeare's England. It is quite remarkable that Professor Hans took care to use the spoken language for retaining the vibrancy of the original English. which ranges from rural rusticity to royal elegance. When I think of Professor Hans battling for 20 long years with words and phrases, capturing tones and textures, cruising with ironies and paradoxes, wading through the low currents and high tides of linguistic navigation. When I think of him negotiating all these impediments for 20 long years, I am reminded of the Homeric hero, Odysseus, who too had spent 20 years first braving the war of Troy and then overcoming the hurdles on his way back home. I do not hesitate to say that Professor Hans's journey into the world of words was no less heroic than that of Odysseus through the world of swords. The Shakespeare Award being conferred on him today is only a token recognition of his Odyssean accomplishment. Professor Surjit Hans, I may remind the August Assembly, taught history for over 3 decades and finally retired as professor from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. He may have tied his knot with history in his public life. In his private hours, he continued his love affair with literature. Not surprisingly, it was only after he had discharged all his public responsibilities that he completely gave himself to his abiding love for Shakespeare. Turning his back on all public activities, he almost went into hiding, devoting all his time to translating Shakespeare into Punjabi. This long span of sacrifice and devotion climaxed into the production of his gigantic work in Punjabi language. Credit should also be given to Punjabi University Patiala for publishing all his works in elegant volumes. That Professor Hans, a scholar of history, fell in love with the poetry of Shakespeare should not come as a surprise to anyone, for it had not happened without an acquaintance. Professor Hans, let me disclose to those not familiar with his education career, had also done his master's degree in English from Punjab University way back in 1956. It was during these 2 years as a student of MA English at Hoshiarpur that he had come under the spell of Shakespeare's art. Not only that he had read more Shakespeare than prescribed in his reading course, he had also taken part as an actor in several plays of Shakespeare staged during those 2 years. Between 1956, when he did his MA in English, and the year 1993, when he retired from his teaching career, he kept his affair with Shakespeare all these years as a closely guarded secret. The affair surfaced only recently when the publication of his translation work was flashed in the national newspapers. Now, when the profound work of Professor Hans has suddenly come to light, we are left wondering about his rarest of the rare love and devotion to scholarly work. Thinking of the lasting fame Professor Hans has earned for himself, I am reminded of a sonnet of Shakespeare which states, "Not marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone be smeared with sluttish time." With this brief note accompanying the Shakespeare Award for Professor Surjit Hans, I, on behalf of the Shakespeare Association, pay our sincere tribute to the distinguished scholar for his peerless translation of Shakespeare. I request the Honorable Chief Guest, the Vice Chancellor of Kurukshetra University, General D.D.S. Sandhu, to kindly present the prestigious award.
That's it. अब लीजिए भी ना। हाँ हाँ आप सामने
Person of the English department, other members of the Shakespearean Association, faculty members, ladies, gentlemen, and lovers of for translating Shakespeare into Punjabi, the complete works of Shakespeare. Punjabi has always been associated with a rather rustic character. So, and Shakespeare at the other end is the acme of linguistic perfection. I mean, one grew up in some kind of Indian schools which masqueraded as English public schools, and quoting Shakespeare was considered to be the absolutely that you were very erudite if you could talk about Shakespeare or quote him, and so that way. So whereas Punjabi is particularly for somebody like me who's been in the forces for almost 40 years before I went into the academic world, a Punjabi sentence is never complete unless there is some masala added to it. So therefore, I was very, very impressed when I saw this huge article on him in the Daily Post. I'm sure it must have been covered in a number of other places also. But translating the entire works of Shakespeare into Punjabi is totally a phenomenal effort. And the way, whatever I have heard, at least two of these speeches, one by the professor from CDLU, Chaudhary, I think, and one from the great Professor Hans himself. And I thought to myself that it is really, really done well. I mean, it catches the essence of Shakespeare as Shakespeare should be taught and as Shakespeare should be listened to. I was asking him, and I still don't know how actually et tu brute can be translated. I don't know. He just smiled and didn't give an answer to it. So I would still be interested in finding out how some classic line like that could be translated into Punjabi. But it is, I have always in my little forays into reading, I have always considered there are three perfect prose writers or poetry writers that have existed in this world, for me at least. One is of course Ghalib. I don't think anybody can touch Ghalib. And the second is Shakespeare. And the third, I dare say, those of who've read it, is the Gurbani, is the Guru Granth Sahib. If somebody actually goes through, so therefore, if you go line by line, and to some of you I would suggest that every morning when you get onto the net, there is a Hukamnama which comes from the Harmandir Sahib, and that along with that they give you the translation of that, and if you read that, you will actually come to know the beauty of the word. So therefore, the beauty of the written word probably lies in these three expositions of linguistic perfection. So it's a great, great effort for Professor Hans, and it's a great boon for all of us to have been blessed in this, our mother tongue, to have come and read. Because ultimately, there are only, I think maybe 15-20% people who actually have a good grip on English and who can savor the pleasure of Shakespeare. So once it is translated into Punjabi, the reach will be much more, and it will hopefully get our students to enjoy one of the great writers of this world. Actually, whenever one reads through Shakespeare, and he is almost 400 years old, but you still find him very, very relevant. Some of the topics that he's talked about, the language itself has not become outdated, the one he has used. I don't know whether the controversy, whether Shakespeare himself has written those plays or somebody else has written them for him, and he was a fraud who never paid his taxes and all. Very interesting kind of a personality. But all that cannot take away from the brilliance of Shakespeare. And I think as a nation, particularly those who are Punjabi speaking, we should be eternally grateful to Professor Hans for making this great effort. And sir, we are very grateful to you that you have chosen Kurukshetra University and Professor Zaya, who is a great lover of Shakespeare himself, to have used this, to have given this honor to Kurukshetra University, of which he has been the Vice Chancellor also. So it's a great day for Kurukshetra University, and I hope that this great cultural property that is being bequeathed to us today will find it get permeated to all across the country and abroad, wherever Punjabi lovers are there. I am grateful to think which we need to propagate. There is a lot of angst against the English language in our country, and we need people like you, those who are literary loving, those who read English for the sake. It's a beautiful language, let me tell you. There is absolutely no gainsaying the fact. Every language is beautiful in its own way, but the kind of beauty which is there in English, I think that needs to be propagated also to all over the world, to which Professor Hans has made an eternal contribution, I would say. Thank you.
Association to present a memento to the chief guest.
What did Shakespeare say about the rose?
Professor Anand Prakash, Vice President, the Shakespeare Association, to present the memento to Professor.
An enterprise of great pitch and moment, with this regard, this courage turn away, and lose the name of action. Soft you now. The fair Ophelia, nymph in the orisons, be all my sins deep.
Jan Sandhu, our Vice Chancellor, he had posed a question, how, I don't know, how Act to Brute will be translated into Punjabi. I don't know how Professor Hans will translate it, but in Haryali I can translate it, say, Ara Brutus tane chala kar diya. Anyway, King Lear, Act 1, Scene 1. Peace came. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest on a kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight. So be my grave, my peace, as here I give her father's heart from her. Call France, Boosters, call Burgundy, Cornwall and Albany, with my two daughters' dowers digest this third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourselves, by monthly course, by a reservation of 100 nights, to be sustained by you, shall our abode make with you by due turns. Only those which to confirm this coronet